What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the GameFreak. Thank you for joining me today. Today's show is about some questions that I've been getting either in the comment section or some private messages on my GameFreak Facebook page about the arcade cabinets that I built. Now, I built two arcade cabinets that I have in this game room, and one is the Freakade, or what I call the Freakade, and that is powered by my evercade VS, and the first one that I built is an 8-bit arcade, and that is powered by a Nintendo clone system called the Classic N, which you can get on Amazon for $40. It's absolutely awesome. Plays exactly like the original Nintendo. The controllers are actually a little bit better than the original Nintendo, to be honest, but we don't use controllers on either of these. We have arcade sticks for both these. I'm going to show you how I did this. We will go over some video. You know what? We'll start out right now. So let's go straight to, I believe, the 8-bit arcade. So here we go. This is the 8-bit arcade. Now, what I did with this, and I'm pausing this, is I mounted this Nintendo Advantage to this. That Advantage is going nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. I mean, it's locked in there. And what I did for the monitor is I just got on Facebook, what the hell is it called? Marketplace. And I found a computer monitor on there. This is only like a 20-inch monitor. Nothing real big or anything. But it does the job. And I think I got this thing for $20. I mean, it was new. They never used it. It was still sealed in a box. I don't know. It sounds a little shady, but the guy said, I ordered it. I guess he lost the receipt or something. So he sold it to me pretty cheap. So I was happy about that. I was like, okay, well, what? I'll take it. So the first thing you want to do when you're building one of these, you want to make sure that you know what size monitor is going to be in there, because you got to cut out the right size hole for this monitor. You got to have some space there. So I also put some speakers in there and a subwoofer. That's what the middle speaker is. And then I got some decoys on Amazon for like $20. And this wood that I used on here, this was just old scrap wood that I had laying around in the garage. I ended up spray painting it. And I said decoys. I meant decals. I got these decal stickers off of Amazon for like $20. So a bunch of really cool Super Mario decals on there. I don't know what the hell I said decoys for. But, the problem with these things were on wood, they start to peel off. So I had to get some plexiglass, and I, kind of screwed them down so they're not going anywhere now. So there's, too much. Believe it or not, right there is Luigi, but you can't really see it. There's Mario. You can see this one because the light is on it a little better than the big plant and everything trying to eat him. And on the inside here, there's the Classic N. And what I did was I bought a Nintendo cart. It's a 630 games in one, so that way I didn't have to keep going in the back and switching out carts when I want to change games. So this worked out really well. I mean, it has pretty much everything on it. But I did find another one that has like 800 some games, and it has the games that this one happens to be missing. So I think I am going to get that, and that runs about $40, $44 to be exact. But this is all on the inside here. This is what's powering the whole thing. And I've never seen anyone mount an NES Advantage for an arcade stick on an arcade cabinet before, so I'm sure someone's done it. There's no way I'm the first, but yeah, I thought it would be different. I know I'm not that original, where I know I'm not the first ever to do it. So that's the 8-bit arcade. Now, like I said, before you even start building, on the side of the cabinet where your monitor is going to lay, you want to make sure that you cut out, how tall your monitor is going to be. it doesn't matter how wide the monitor is, because then, that's how wide you make it, as wide as the monitor, or, a little bit wider, because you don't want like, whoa, I'm hitting shit. You don't want that shit to be 20 inches wide. You want it wider. So, there's a little bit of a bezel that I made and everything for it. So, it plays really good. And like I said, I'm positive I can't be the only one on the planet that has built an arcade machine and mounted a NES Advantage, but I've never seen anyone else do it, and I thought it would be cool, and it stays true to that 8-bit like vibe. So I was like, what, I'm gonna put that NES Advantage on there. I've had that thing forever. I rarely used it, and I was like, it'd be good for an arcade machine. So that's what I did with the 8-bit arcade. The next one that I did was the Freecade. Now, I'm not an artist, but I did put some artwork on here, and that 25-cent, like, I don't know, it's made of metal. I bolted that onto there. I got that on Amazon for like $9.99. And then this is what it looks like. Now, this is a much wider and bigger arcade cabinet than my 8-bit. I mean, they're the same height, but this one's probably about a foot or so wider. This is a big machine. And then the arcade stick that I used was the Mayflash F300. I had to stand up and look at that real quick. And this is compatible with the Evercade VS. This is also mounted in to the deck here, so that's going nowhere. Now, you might see some stuff around that arcade stick, and all that is weather sealant, and it's kind of like foamy, so that way it blocked my hands from hitting the wood and scraping myself or anything. So I kind of painted that black too, just so it wasn't real noticeable. I know the first video that I ever made of this, it was gray and it just stuck out really bad. Yeah, this controller works awesome, or this arcade stick works awesome with this thing. This monitor that I use, this is actually a Vizio TV. I believe it's a 32-inch TV. I mean, this thing works well. It was in great condition. So as you can see, the controller works just fine with this. And I will pan down here in a second and show you where the Evercade VS is actually located. And so it wouldn't be an inconvenience. What I did was I made a cubby hole right on the front of the arcade, but it looks pretty cool because, that red light that lights up on the Evercade right there. So all I have to do is, just reach in here, kind of pull out the VS a little bit, and I can change out the carts. Everything works really great. The cord to the arcade stick is actually pushed underneath where the TV is right now, so it goes behind everything, so you don't see any cords or anything like that. So I love the way this thing came out. So that is the Freecade. I'm enjoying both of these things. I play these all the time, and the really cool thing about it is, if I don't want to use the arcade stick, because arcade sticks aren't for every game, especially with the Freecade, the cubby hole's right there. I can just unplug the stick and plug in a regular Evercade controller and play on. Now, when it comes to the 8-bit, unfortunately, I don't have a cubby hole on that, so I do have to reach around the back and, turn it on and off and stuff like that, and reset it because, that doesn't have like a home button on it. So that part kind of sucks, but I am in the works right now. I'm making some switches that will reach back there, and I'm going to mount them to the side of the arcade cabinet where, I could just push or pull and it'll reset the game, or I'll have another switch that will reach back there and turn it off. So it'll be a little bit more convenient, but regardless, that 630 in one cart was, a game changer. It was absolutely awesome. So just remember, if you're planning on building these, and when I built these originally, I didn't have stands for them yet. they were almost like bar top arcades at first. I was like, nah, I want actual arcade machines. So I ended up building stands for them. Completely easy, and I recommend going to like Menards or Lowe's or Home Depot or something and getting some wheels for the bottom. So if you have to move these things, it makes it a whole hell of a lot easier. Plus, it gives some height to it. So that's what I ended up doing. The 8-bit arcade, like, literally cost me under $100 to make because that was scrap wood. So, hey, man, if you got some scrap wood laying around, it's a good project, and it was a fun project. And I do have a video on how I built the Freakade. It's not really a step-by-step, but it shows me building it. I should have done it step-by-step. I'm planning on building another one, and I think I'm going to power that one with like a Raspberry Pi or something like that, and put actual arcade sticks and buttons in it, drill the holes down and everything. So that should be pretty cool. I'm not sure when I'm going to do that, but eventually I will. Even with the 8-bit arcade, like I said, with the controls, if I don't want to use that NES Advantage on every game, because honestly, the NES Advantage sucks on a lot of the games. Some games, it's really good. Other games, you want a controller. That Classic N comes with 2 controllers, and they have really long cords on them. So, I'll plug in a controller once in a while, and I'll just sit back and play it. Works out great. That thing has awesome sound to it, too. I'm really glad I put them speakers in there. It has a nice subwoofer. I mean, it has great sound. In fact, that sounds better than my Freakade when it comes to sound. So I hope this answered some of the questions that some of you guys were asking about it. I really enjoy both of these cabinets, and I highly recommend doing it, man. It's a lot of fun, and when it comes to the evercade, I think, especially with the arcade carts, this is the way to go. This is the way to play those arcade carts. Arcade games are meant to play with an arcade stick. So, hey, I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you are new to the channel, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps out this channel a lot, and I greatly appreciate it. And until the next video, game on, everybody.